Hi everyone, and welcome to day one of the Magical Readathon. It is not technically April yet, but I have a couple of days where I have a lighter university load than usual. So I figured I'd just start already because I know that once that will increase again like through the majority of April, and once it increases again I will not have much time to read, so I figured why not just start already and then maybe end a couple of days earlier. There are definitely going to be days which I just will be incapable of reading in April because of school. So yeah, I just wanted to start already because why not, basically. I'm very impatient. That's like the main takeaway from most of my life, to be honest. The moment I get like super excited about something and invested in it, I just want to do it. And I'm very bad at waiting for it. But the book I will be starting with is One of Us is Lying. As you can see, I've already started it. I explained that in my TBR video, but it basically comes down to health reasons and university scheduling, meaning I have barely any time to read usually, and that's it really. I just decided to count books I'd already started just for health reasons and university reasons. So One of Us is Lying. I'm so excited to continue this. I want to find out who killed Simon. I should probably give you a quick synopsis of the book, right? It's about four teenagers who are in detention together. No, it's five teenagers who are in detention together, and one of them ends up dead at the end of the detention. Simon is dead at the end of detention. So the other four teenagers, well, it's their point of view the rest of the book, and you're basically just trying to figure out who killed Simon, and they're all like trying to prove their innocence in a way, I guess. I mean, you read it through their points of view, so as far as you're aware, they're all innocent because no one is like saying, "Oh, I killed him." But the title does say one of us is lying, so I'm assuming it is one of them who killed him. I think I'm actually going to be quite disappointed if it turns out it's not one of the four, just because of the title makes me like think it has to be one of them. So yeah, that would be kind of disappointing if it isn't. I will be reading this for the prompt of a favorite trope, namely the Breakfast Club trope of like a geek, a jock, a criminal, princess, like different kinds of people like coming together and being forced to interact with each other, basically, is a trope I really love. I do not remember what class that's for though. I know it starts with an A, so it's probably like alchemy or astronomy or something. It's one of the ones that starts with an A, but there were like three different classes that started with A, so I don't remember which one it is. I will probably let you know at some point. But yeah, this is what I'm going to be reading today, and hopefully I'll be able to get really far in it. I've read 2/3 of it now. I don't know if that's correct page count, but it is like parts in the book. The book is like divided into three parts. I am at the start of the third part right now, and I want to know who killed Simon. Murder mystery. I'm very excited to read it. I will update you maybe later today about what I've managed to do today, or maybe when I finish it. I don't know yet. But yeah, this is what I'm going to be reading today. Hi. So, still day one. Quick update. I have read one fairy tale in the Treasury, namely Jack and the Beanstalk, and it was very cute, and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, so that's a progress on the short stories. And I also read some in One of Us is Lying, but more importantly, I was working on my reading journal, and I came across the page of my character creation during the Novice Path readathon, and I thought I would share it. So this is my character. Oh, I don't know what just fell, but that's not important. This is what she looks like. And so yeah, her name is Cordelia Yara, which according to Google means Cordelia means daughter of the sea, and Yara is a river spirit. So I wanted it to be like water based. Like I said before, she's a part of the Mind Walkers. She has a wildling background, so she's like from a rural area. She grew up in Erferia. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I also don't really remember much about any of the areas, so I can't really tell you much about that. But the prompt I had to read for the character creation was a book that features Fae or Elven characters. So I think it was like a more natural habitat, not like a city or anything. She's an earthling of the water type, which It was probably clear considering I named her Daughter of the Sea and River Spirits. For my conduit, I chose a dagger, and for my guild's legacy, a shadow realm. And more importantly, because I completely forgot everything I'd imagined about her, I wrote a little something down during the Novice Path readathon, which I'm very thankful for now. But I wrote down that Cordelia grew up in a rural area on the coast of Euphoria. As a child, she spent most of her time in the sea. She lost her family to bandits during her early teens, causing her to become closed off and withdrawn. She still wants to see the good in people, but she's become very suspicious and has a hard time trusting others. She's become very independent and has learned to only rely on herself, knowing that her mind and strength of will carry her through everything. So yeah, like I said in my TBR video, she's very wary of people, but she still wants to see the best in people. And she's focused a lot on like mind magic. So I'm gonna try and make a pretty page for this readathon this year, but I just wanted to share the one I made during the summer because I think it looks quite nice. Yeah, and who my character is, which would be nice to know for this readathon probably, I'm assuming. Yeah, that is my quick update. I will update you again later. Hi, it is now day 3 of the readathon. I didn't read too much yesterday, though I did continue reading One of Us is Lying, and that is what I'm reading currently as well. So I just need to like share my thoughts and theories about everything. So this portion of the vlog is going to be full of spoilers. I'm just going to keep holding up the book until I'm done spoiling, basically. So if you don't want spoilers, just skip until you can no longer see the book, because then it'll be safe again. Yeah, so in 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, it was just revealed that Simon is the one who paid off these 2 kids to have the accidents at the beginning of the book. And like Simon is the one who dies. So I'm like thinking, did Simon kill himself? Because earlier in the book, it was mentioned that Simon had like these posts online about school shootings and stuff, and how he wanted them to be more original. Like, yeah, take out all the people, but be more original, which honestly creepy as fuck. But now it's making me think that this was Simon's way of committing suicide and like ruining the lives of these 4 teenagers while doing it. So I'm thinking maybe Simon killed off these kids to have the car accident so he could like cause a distraction and put the oil in his cup or whatever. And then he's the one who planted the phones. He's the one who had the app. And then he probably paid Jake to write the Tumblr post, I'm thinking. And like, I am so certain that's it. And that is, by the way, I think the only way I'm okay with it not being one of the main 4, because it's still a person in the detention room. But I'm like pretty certain at this point that all of the main 4 are innocent. But I think Simon isn't. I think Simon is the one who did it. I still need to read about... Oh, still spoiling. I have about 50 pages left. And God, I just want to know if I'm right or not. If there are going to be more twists and turns, or if my like theory at this point is correct, and it is Simon who orchestrated everything, including his own death. My God. Also, we haven't read Nate's point of view in so long. Like, he got arrested a couple of chapters back, and like since then, his point of view has just been missing. And I'm like, what's he doing? How is he? Is he guilty? Because now I'm still thinking it's Simon, but also like a little voice in my head is saying, why haven't we read Nate's path since he got arrested? Like, it's been mainly Bronwyn, because she's like the most involved in Nate's and like wanting to prove his innocence. But Eddie and Cooper have been in there as well, and Eddie is like pretty involved in like solving the mystery as well. Cooper is more in the background, which is also suspicious, by the way. But yeah, I think it's Simon. I think Simon orchestrated everything, and he's just paying off people ahead. Like in advance, he paid a couple of people to like do certain things, like the car accident. And I think he also paid off Jake to like write the Tumblr posts, or like, and I think Jake was willing to do it because one of the posts was that Addie cheated on him. So like, I think Simon told Jake about Addie cheating already ahead of time, so Jake already knew that. And like, that's why Jake is now writing the Tumblr post. Like maybe Simon paid him, or maybe it's just Simon convinced him by telling Eddie stuff. I don't know, but I really think Simon orchestrated everything. Okay, I think those were all my thoughts. So I'm gonna put the book down now. So yeah, I have about 50 pages left, and I'm so involved in it now. I really want to figure out the mystery and who is guilty, what happens. I will update you again after I finish the book. I might read another fairy tale in between that. I don't know, because I can't continue reading right now, sadly enough, even though I'm like so close and I just want to know what happens. I do not have the time to read another 50 pages, and I just know that if I start reading, I will not be able to put the book down. So that will have to happen later. Hi everyone, it is still the same day, but update, I finished One of Us is Lying. So yay, we finished the first book of the readathon. With that, we have finished, oh god, I don't remember what course it was, but the prompt was a favorite trope. So yay, finished one of the books. Only 6 more to go, I believe. It's a lot still, but good start. I don't have the book with me right now, but you've seen it in previous clips. I absolutely loved it so much. Like, it was great. I've already ordered more Karen McManus books because I just love them. I've actually ordered a box set of 4 books, including One of Us is Lying, because it was cheaper to buy the box set of 4 than to buy the 3 I didn't own separately. So I'm probably just gonna gift One of Us is Lying to a friend on a birthday or something like that. I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do with that, because I will have 2 copies of it for now, because that was cheaper, but whatever. I love the book so much. I am not, whoa, I'm sorry about that. Don't know why my camera moved. Yeah, like I've said before, it was a mystery about 4 teenagers in detention trying to figure out which of the 4 killed Simon. I can't really review it without spoiling because it is a mystery. But let me just say that I loved it, and maybe that's good enough for you. I will hold up this while I give spoilers because I don't have the book with me right now. So once you see this disappearing, I am done giving spoilers. So yeah, I was right, which felt good. But also, I think it was really well written because I did not suspect this at all. I didn't suspect the ending until like I had 50 pages left. That's when I filmed the previous clip and I started having like all these ideas. But like looking back, all the clues were there. So like all those breadcrumbs that the characters found, I could have found them if I like paid attention to it and tried to like figure stuff out already. So I think that was really well written. Like, yes, I did figure out Simon orchestrated everything before the characters, but only like 1 chapter ahead of the characters. So I really loved that. I like the twists. Like, I know I said before that I would be kind of annoyed if it wasn't one of the 4 of them, but I think it being Simon, I'm okay with as well, because it's still one of the people within the detention room. I would have just been really annoyed if it was someone who wasn't in detention at all. So I really loved the book. I think it was a great ending too. It's not, I don't know, I don't know how to share my thoughts about it, but it was just great. I'm gonna put this down now because I'm done spoiling. So yeah, honestly, I didn't say that much during spoiler warning, though I did spoil the ending, so don't watch it if you want to read it yourself. But I was mostly still incoherently rambling, saying that I loved it and that I didn't know what else to say about it. So definitely a 5-star read. I still need to write a review for it and like update my reading journal and everything, but definitely 5-star read. Next, I think I'm going to try and finish Land of Stories, or at least read like a third of it before I start a new book. Because for some reason, I just like tend to read a chunk of the Land of Stories and then get bored of it and read a new book instead. Even though I love reading Land of Stories, I just don't like grab it. So I think I'm gonna try to read more of the author's Odyssey, because I am really interested in that and then continuing it, and I want to finish it because I love the series in general, but I just never gravitate towards them unless I'm currently reading them. but the minute I put it back, I don't like gravitate to continue reading, which is weird. But yeah, I think I'm going to try to read at least a third of that before I read another book. So yeah, that's the next goal. And that will count either for shapeshifting if I end up being an illusionist rogue, or for the light source one if I manage to become a Dreamwalker. Again, I don't remember what course the light source one is, but conjuration maybe. But yeah, hopefully I'll get it to count for the light source and be able to become a Dreamwalker. But hey, 1 book down, 6 to go. Hi! I have no idea which day of the readathon it is anymore, but I am nearly finished with The Land of Stories, and I'm still absolutely loving it, but this line just made me laugh, so I had to share it. At one point in the story, no spoilers, but someone is calling for help, and then Red, who is, well, a young, pretty blonde, says this: "Let me try. No offense, but I'm an attractive young blonde. Someone's more likely to answer me." Which, fair, that just made me laugh so much. Like, I love how conceited Red is, but I mean, she's not wrong, is she? I think most people are more likely to help someone they think is pretty, and it's just so funny. I don't know why, but I loved that line a lot, and I had to share it. I have about, I don't know, 50 pages left max, so I'll film another update when I finished. I just really wanted to share the line, because someone's more likely to answer me. Help us! Help us! Hi! It is only like an hour later than the last clip you've seen, but I have since then finished The Land of Stories, so I thought I would update you. I also said I had no idea what day it was in the last clip. It is now currently the 7th of April, so we're about a week into the readathon. Only finished 2 books, but that's pretty good, even though I started earlier. I also haven't read in like days because of exams, so I think it's pretty good. Hopefully we'll be able to manage all the books I want to read in April before the end of the month, but we've just finished our second one, so yay. The Land of Stories is the 5th book in the series. It's called An Author's Odyssey, and God, that ended with a cliffhanger. I just want to know what's going to happen next. It's so strange with this series. I'm not going to say too much about what it's about, because I don't think I can do that without like spoiling the entire series, because it's the 5th book in the series. But the first 3 books, I would say, really felt like a self-contained story. I mean, there was like a plot line throughout, but like they ended at an ending point. And then with the 4th book, and now the 5th as well, it's just like this one major arc that's just like cliffhangers, I guess. And I just want to know what's going to continue. How is it going to end? But there's only 1 more book, so I'll find out pretty soon. Not in April though, because it is not on my magical readathon TBR. And I really want to finish that one and become a Dreamwalker, Mindwalker. One of those is the career or the calling I'm going for, and the other is my house. So one of those. But yeah, I read An Author's Odyssey for the prompt of A Source of Light on the cover, which you cannot currently see because I do not have the dust jackets within reach. I don't know where it is, honestly, but the dust jacket has multiple sources of light on it. And with that, I finished my 2nd book, as I said. The next book I'm gonna try to read, I also don't have with me right now, but I'll just say it. It's gonna be One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. I am not sure what it's about, but I'm reading it for the prompt of a book set in the future, which will finish my TBR for a rogue illusionist. So even if I don't manage all the books I want to read, I'll still have a calling achieved. So that's why I'm going to read that one next. As far as I'm aware, it's like a sapphic love story that takes place in like a subway station, and there's time travel in it. That's honestly all I know. I read Ride in Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, which is a very well-known book, I think, because I honestly only read it because I just saw it everywhere. But I really loved that book. It is absolutely one of my favorites. So I wanted to give their other books a shot as well. And this is the second book they've published. So yeah, I'm very excited to read it. I am kind of in the mood for more of a romance, I think, because the last book I read was like a mystery thriller, and this one is like an adventure fantasy. So I think I'm in the mood for some romance, even though there are still fantasy elements to it. Hopefully I'll be able to start reading that tomorrow. I don't think I'll have time today, but who knows. Hopefully it won't take too long to finish that, but I will update you again later. This book, I think I'm giving it 5 stars because I just really loved it, but I can't really tell much about it because it would spoil like the 4 books ahead of the series. So just know that I loved it. If you love the first few books in the series, you'll love this one as well. Yeah, that's it really. Thanks for watching. I don't know why I say that every time, because it's gonna be one big video, but for me it feels like it's gonna be like loads of small videos, but it's all gonna be mashed into one video. But anyway, yeah, I'll update you once I've read more. Hi everyone, it is now the 9th of April and I have started reading One Last Stop. I am about 100 pages or so into it, and I thought I would share my thoughts with you a bit. It is extremely different from what I expected. I know I didn't really have too many expectations going in. Like, I just knew I liked Casey McQuiston's previous book and that it was like a sapphic romance with time travel, basically. Like, that was the fake idea I had of it. But I mean, I've only read about a quarter, maybe even less, but it doesn't really feel like a romance to me, which is surprising to me. Like, I'm sure it will be more of a romance, more heavily, because, you know, the main characters are really starting to connect right now. But it honestly so far feels more like a novel about friendship, and I really love those moments in those chapters, which are about August, which is the main character, and the friends she makes. I should tell you what the book's about, right? Like, August, the main character, moves to New York for school and to like be in a new environment, and she moves into an apartment with roommates, which are the friends I was talking about. And I really love the scenes and the chapters that center around that group. I think it's so great, so well written. I love those moments a lot. Like, so far, I love those friendship moments a lot more than I do the like romantic moments between August and Jane, the other main character, or the love interest, not the main character, the love interest. So yeah, I really love those friendship moments, and it feels more like the book is centered around that friendship as well as like the mystery of who and what Jane is, because August meets Jane on the train, and she starts to kind of wonder, like, about Jane. I mean, especially when she sees a picture of Jane from like the 1970s, and I don't think this is a spoiler because it's basically what's in the blurb on the back. So yeah, I mean, it feels more so far like a bit of a detective of August trying to figure out what Jane is, as well as just like a novel about a new adult settling into a new city and meeting new friends. And I am enjoying it more than I thought I would, because at the beginning I didn't really love it that much. I think mostly because I didn't really like the romance parts, I guess. The moments between Jane and August I didn't really care for too much, but I really loved friendship moments, so those kept me reading. And now that it's getting more into like the story, and Jane and August are more connecting and like more figuring out what's going on, or at least like that something is going on, I'm enjoying it more. So I'm hoping I will continue to like it. I think I will. At least all those friendship chapters I will keep loving, I'm sure of. And I think the story will really start happening right now. I hope so. But yeah, I'm about a quarter of the way into it, and I will update you again later, but I am enjoying it so far. though it is very different from what I expected. Hi everyone, it is the 12th of April and I am still reading One Last Stop. I've read about 300 pages now. I think I'm at 290 or something around there. And I am really loving it. I am enjoying it a lot more than I was during the last update. I think Jane and August started really connecting, which I loved, because in the first like 100 pages or so, it didn't really feel real because there wasn't like much of a conversation between them, I guess. But now they're like really connecting, which is the part of romance that I love. They're like together, and that's, oh, I guess a minor spoiler. I don't know. It's a romance novel. Is that a spoiler? There's maybe gonna be some minor spoilers, but I won't spoil anything big. But they're together, and that's the part that I also really loved in Red, White, and Royal Blue. Just reading about a relationship between people instead of just having the end of the book be the oh, and then they got together and they lived happily ever after. Like, I like reading about the actual relationship. So I am really starting to enjoy that. My favorite parts of the book are still the friendships. And I also really love like the mystery and drama between August and her mother and like what's going on there. I'm really enjoying it. I'm so happy I continued reading it because there were parts in the beginning where I was like, am I gonna continue reading this? I don't really like the romance, and it is a romance novel, but I did love all the other parts of it. So that's why I kept reading it, and I still love all the other parts the most. Like, I think that's gonna be my favorite part of the entire book, the found family friendship aspect. But I also am starting to really enjoy the romance, so that's nice. Yeah, just a quick update. Hopefully I'll have it finished soonish. I think I have about 120 pages or something like that left, so it shouldn't take too much longer. I'm gonna try to get like to 330, 350 today and then finish it tomorrow. I think that's the goal, at least. I don't know if that's gonna be possible, but yeah, I'll update you again probably when I finish it, or if I have like something I really want to say. But yeah, thanks. Hi, I have just finished One Last Stop and I love it so much. It's so cute and it makes me so happy and I just love it. I don't really have any words for it, but it was just perfect and great and I love it. Yeah, it's giving me all the happy feelings, which is great. That's what you want from a rom-com, right? So it's amazing. I would totally recommend it. Realistically, it did take me a while to get into it. For the first 100 pages or so, I didn't really feel the romance, but after that I started feeling it and loving it, and I loved Jane and August especially, but I loved all the characters in this book. And I loved the friendships and the found family in the book, as well as the mystery aspect of like figuring out what's happening. But I also loved the queer history in this. Like, it is so realistic, and I found out about stuff I didn't know about before, and I just got to read more about stuff that I did know about, but only from like factual information. I had never read anything like this, I guess. So that was great. So yeah, I just loved it. It felt like home a little bit, like that the apartment August and Myla and Nico and Wes shared felt like home, and I'm gonna really miss chapters there because yeah, it just felt great. So I would totally recommend this book. I read it, as you know, for the magical readathon, and I read it for psionics, is that it? For the future one, for the course where you had to be able to look in the future, divination, and I think it was divination and psionics, but whatever. The prompt was to read a book set in the future, and while this book takes place in 2020, specific year is mentioned in it, for Jane, who is a character born in the 70s, that is the future, so I counted it. But yeah, absolutely love this book, totally recommend it. I don't know what I'm gonna read next yet, but yeah, very, very happy right now with this book. So I have no words or thoughts, just happy emotions, but that's great. Hey everyone! It has been, I have no idea how long since my last update, but it is now the 21st of April. And since I last updated you, I started reading Princess and the Fangirl. Um, I don't remember what the prompt was. I think it might have been a book with romance in it, but I'm not completely sure what prompt I was reading this for. But I am about 2/3 of the way through. And I am really loving it. Like, it's fun. It took me a bit to get into. I think it's very cute, which is what I expected. But there are a lot of references to other like fandoms, I guess, in it, to other forms of media, which I did expect because it's like about fandom and it takes place at the convention and everything. But especially at the beginning, it felt like there was just so much of it that it kept pulling me out of the story. Like whenever they reference the fandom that was created for the book, like the fandom that's popular within the book that doesn't exist in real life, that felt completely natural. But then there were other parts where they would just like keep referencing fandoms like Star Wars or Harry Potter and just like do that a lot, and then I like kept pulling me out. Like, and I think that was like mostly in the beginning. I haven't noticed that much lately. I mean, there's still references here and there, but that's fine. It just at the beginning it felt like it was like a continuous reference to this and a reference to that, and that did pull me out of it. So I think that's why I'm enjoying it more now than I was at the beginning. Also, you have to like get into the story. The characters have to meet and introduce themselves, and that's always a bit less interesting than when you get to the meat of the story and like the actual plot is happening. So, if you don't know, this is a book by Ashley Posten. It is part of her Once Upon a Con series. I think this is the second book, but this is the first book that I'm reading. And if you're wondering if you can read this without having read the other book, you can. It's fine. There are references to the other book and characters from the other book, and I don't know. I'm understanding it fine. I don't feel like I'm missing anything. Like there are references where I'm like, oh, okay, so if I'd read the book, I would understand this better. But I don't feel like I have to read the other book first because it's like about different main characters. Because I was wondering that a lot getting into the book, because when I bought this one, I thought this was the first of the series, and it was just when I got home that I realized, oh no, this is the second. But I already had it and I didn't have the first one. So I was like Googling online, like, oh, they're companions, right? So do you need to have read the first book or can you read them in any order? And like, I found very mixed answers about it. Some people saying you can, some people saying you should definitely read them in order. So if you're curious, you can read them out of order. It's fine, but you do like get references and spoilers to characters who you don't know, but who it's clear you would know if you'd read the other book. Also about spoilers, I don't think there are like any spoilers for the first book that are like shocking. I guess minor spoiler warning, but the only thing really that's spoiled from the first book is that the two main characters get a happy ending, like fall in love and end up together, which is what I expect from any romance novel, to be honest. Like it would be, so I didn't consider that a spoiler. I wasn't like spoiled by the fact that the main characters from the first book ended up together, because that's the case in all romance novels, right? Like the main characters in this book, they both have a love interest, and I would be shocked if they didn't end up together. Let's say that. Like, that would be a spoiler if it was like, oh, they don't end up together. I'm expecting them to end up together because it's a romance novel. So I don't think I explained at all what this book is about. It's about an actress and a fangirl of the movie she's an actress in. And they switch lives, aka Princess and the not Princess and the Bride, Princess and the Pauper style. I think it's Prince and the Pauper, the original, but I grew up with Barbie, so in my mind it's like Princess and the Pauper because it's Barbie. But yeah, they switch lives with each other, and the actress, what's her name? Jess. She accidentally lost her script for the next movie or threw it away, and now someone's found it and is tweeting it online. So she has to find them before it's like the entire script gets tweeted and it's revealed that she's the one who leaked it. So that's why they're switching lives, because that way the actress can try and hunt down who is leaking the script. And meanwhile, the other main character, Imogen, really wants to change the way the story is going in the movies, because in the movie that is already released, when the book starts, her favorite character dies basically, and she doesn't want that to be the end of her story and the end of that character's story. So that's why she's like agreed to with the switch. That was probably a terrible explanation, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's very cute. It's basically what I expected of it, which is always nice. I just read a romance before this, but this does feel like very different, but in a good way. I like it. I like One Last Stop as well, but it's just, it feels different. This feels more like a romantic comedy maybe, and the other feels more like a romance. But it might also be the age difference, because One Last Stop is new adult and this is YA. But either way, I'm enjoying it. It's fun, and I am going to continue reading for a bit. I have about 100 pages or so left, I think. So that's going well. After that, I still need to read 2 full books, and I have not been reading any fairy tales. I planned on like reading a fairy tale a day for the anthology, but I will try to still read that this month as well, because I do want to finish it. But I think for the prompt, it said short story or short stories. So as long as I have read one fairy tale, which I already have, that is a short story. So I don't need to finish the entire like collection to finish that prompt. So I have technically already finished it, but I would like to finish the entire book of fairy tales because it's pretty. That's really the reason. It's such a pretty book. But that was it. Yeah, that was my update. I will check back in once I finish this. And after that, I will either read Oh My Gods or the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I don't remember what the sequel is. Oh my god, I can't speak. I don't remember what the sequel is called. I think it might be Good Girl, Bad Blood. And then the third one is As Good as That. So Good Girl, Bad Blood, I think, is what I'm going to be reading next. Because I think after reading 2 romances, I would like to get into a thriller before reading Oh My Gods, which I believe is another romance. So yeah, I'll check back in with you. Hi everyone, I have finished The Princess and the Fangirl. I finished it 2 days ago, I think, but I forgot to record the video for it, but it was the same day as the last update, so not much has changed in my opinion of it. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun, cute read, definitely fun, yeah, enjoyable. Nothing like too exciting, I guess, but it was what I was in the mood for. It was great. Basically already said all my thoughts before I'd finished it. Not much has changed because of the ending, so you already know what I think of it, but it was fun. I gave it 4 stars. And that was for a book with romance in it, which I don't remember which class that was for, but I'll like make an update video at the end of like every book I've read and the subjects they were for. But I just started reading Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So I won't tell you what this book is about because I don't want to spoil A Good Girl's Guide to Murder.